Alright, with Avatar, Fire and Ash having been released on December 19, 2025, and now a couple of weeks into its theatrical run, we have a clear picture of its story, themes, and impact. James Cameron delivers on his promise of exploring new facets of Pandora and challenging the simplistic good versus evil dynamic. Avatar, Fire and Ash 2025, The Spirit of Conflict. The film picks up several years after The Way of Water with Jake Sully, Sam Worthington, Natari Zoe Saldana, and their children, Loak Britton Dalton, Kiri, Sigourney Weaver, Tughtiri Trinity Jolie Bliss, and their adopted human son Spider, Jack Champion, having fully integrated into the Metkayina clan. But Fire and Ash quickly shifts focus to a new, unexpected threat, the Ash People, or Fire Na'vi, a previously unseen clan dwelling in the volcanic, arid regions of Pandora. Still conflicted by his dual heritage, he finds himself caught between his adoptive Na'vi family and his biological father, Colonel Miles Quaritch's recombinant Stephen Lang. Kiri, with her unique connection to Awa, plays a crucial role, trying to understand their perspective. Loak, seeking to prove himself, perhaps makes rash decisions that inadvertently escalate tensions or force a direct confrontation with the Ash People. While Jake tries to maintain balance and diplomacy, Natari's instincts are often driven by a primal need for vengeance against anyone threatening her family, including, at times, other Na'vi who stand in their way. This creates a powerful internal conflict within their relationship. Simultaneously, the Ash People launch a counteroffensive, not just against the RDA, but also against the soft Na'vi tribes who they believe have failed Pandora. Quaritch's motives become increasingly complex. Is he solely focused on Jake, or does he find himself inadvertently defending some aspect of Pandora or even Spider amidst the larger conflict? Spider is forced to make difficult choices, his loyalty tested to its breaking point. Jake, Natari, and their children, along with the Metkayina and elements of the Wine Traders, find themselves fighting on multiple fronts, defending their home against the RDA, and trying to de-escalate or survive attacks from the Ash People. The Ash People, while their immediate land is defended, are left to reckon with the consequences of their isolationist and aggressive philosophy. There is a lingering sense of their struggle for survival being a reflection of Pandora's own fight against external forces, but rather establishes a new status quo for Pandora, a world increasingly fractured, where alliances are fluid, and the fight for survival takes many forms. The final shots leave the audience with a sense of the vastness of Pandora's cultures yet to be explored, and the internal conflicts that will continue to shape its destiny. The Fire and Ash title resonates strongly, leaving the audience with the visual and emotional aftermath of a deeply impactful, fiery, and transformative chapter in the Avatar saga. There's a sequence where the Sully family, accompanied by a new nomadic Na'vi clan called the Wine Traders, led by David Thewlis' character. The film subtly hints that the good versus bad narrative is far more nuanced, acknowledging that even among the Na'vi, there are different paths and different forms of suffering that shape their actions. Loak takes a significant step towards leadership, his experiences forging him into a more mature and resilient figure. Palak traverse harsh fiery landscapes on their massive jellyfish-like creatures, providing breathtaking new visuals and expanding Pandora's diverse ecosystems. Is it through unity, or through aggressive, unyielding defense, even against those who share the same world? Varang's hardened ideology directly challenges Jake's more inclusive approach. The Wine Traders offer a contrasting neutral perspective, having learned to survive by adapting and trading, rather than direct conflict. Quaritch, still driven by his mission, but perhaps with a subtle, evolving understanding of Pandora due to his Na'vi form, continues his pursuit of Jake. While a decisive victory is achieved against the immediate RDA threat, it comes at a great cost. The Sully family suffers further losses or profound emotional trauma directly tied to the Fire and Ash motif, the destructive aftermath of conflict. The film explores the complex, uneasy reconnection between Spider and Quaritch, often born out of necessity. Quaritch is shown to be both baffled and begrudgingly respectful of Spider's choices, and their interactions are rife with tension, loyalty tests, and a hint of a deeper, twisted paternal affection that challenges Quaritch's own perception of himself. This clan, led by the fierce and pragmatic Varang Una Chaplin, presents a stark contrast to the forest and water tribes. They live in a harsh environment, forged by fire and resilience, and their culture reflects this. Their combat style is fierce, utilizing obsidian weapons and fire-based attacks, making them formidable adversaries. There are epic battles showcasing this, blending the familiar Na'vi warfare with the destructive power of lava flows and volcanic ash. They are more aggressive, less overtly spiritual in the traditional sense, and driven by a deep-seated distrust of outsiders, both human and other Na'vi clans. Their philosophy is shaped by survival in an unforgiving land, leading to actions that can be perceived as evil by other Na'vi. Life in the reef is idyllic, yet the scars of the previous conflict, particularly the loss of Netium, still linger, affecting the family's dynamic. This sets off a chain reaction that draws the Sully family into the escalating conflict. However, the Ash people are not easily swayed. Varang views the RDA as an existential threat, but also sees other Na'vi tribes, with their softer ways, as weak and complicit in Pandora's destruction by allowing the Sky people to gain a foothold. This creates a multi-layered conflict, where the Na'vi are fighting among themselves, not just against the humans. Lok, in particular, is still grappling with the weight of his brother's death and a sense of needing to prove himself worthy. The ongoing human colonization efforts by the RDA are relentless. The catalyst for conflict arises when the RDA, desperate for new resources, begins to encroach upon the Ash people's sacred lands, rich in a valuable new mineral or geothermal energy. Jake and his family, along with a contingent of Metcalina warriors, including Tanawari Cliff Curtis and Ronald Kate Winslet, initially try to mediate, following Awa's path of balance. A central narrative thread involves Spider's journey. The Sully family attempts to bridge the gap with the Ash people. The Ash people, with their unique physiology and knowledge of volcanic environments, employ terrifying new tactics and creatures adapted to their fiery homes. The film delves deeper into Neytiri's rage and grief over Netium's death. The climax is a multi-front war. The RDA launches a devastating assault into the heart of the volcanic region, seeking to exploit its resources. Quaritch and Spider are drawn into the chaos. The central conflict boils down to a profound philosophical question: what does it mean to protect Pandora? The ending, the final act, culminates in a devastating confrontation within the heart of the Ash people's volcanic territory. The ending is not a clear-cut victory for any single faction. Jake and Neytiri, though they protect their family, are left with a deeper understanding of the complexities of Pandora's diverse cultures. The film doesn't offer a definitive end to the overarching conflict with the RDA.